Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm TJ McClellan, the broker of Fitness Realty, bringing you another Fitness Realty podcast. This episode is episode 99, and if you saw this thumbnail and you were like, boom, 8 million, who titles a podcast title that? We totally do. The main preface behind that is I want to talk to you about a story where we actually put $8 million in people's pockets in equity from the 2021 boom cycle in real estate. Let me map out how that worked. Obviously, you guys know COVID came around in 2020, and it really exploded the real estate market, and everything kind of went berserk. Prices went berserk. Interest rates were rock bottom. People were buying houses left and right. We actually had multiple offers on pretty much every listing. Really fun story, really quick for you. I wrote one of the craziest offers that I've ever written. It was actually $80,000 over the asking price or the listing price of that home. And we actually had a gap clause in there for the appraisal. And if you guys don't know what that means, it just means that we were going to chuck money onto the fire for this house, probably 60 or 70,000 on top of that. And luckily we beat out every other offer on the table, but there was 26 other offers if I remember right. And we actually won that. So that happened during that 2021 boom. Now, let's back up a little bit. So we knew COVID 2020, interest rates rock bottom. We really rocketed up in price. People were buying homes left and right, like I said. And during that, we actually helped people, we sold about $30 million in real estate and helped people get into homes right around that ballpark range. And so if you go back in 2021, just a couple years back, and look at all the equity that people have made just from 2021 to 2022, those clients of ours put $8 million in equity into their pockets. Now, I don't say that lightly because honestly, in real estate, everybody knows time in the market beats timing the market. However, everybody kind of knows right now, hindsight looking back, if you bought a house in 2020, you're sitting pretty fat and pretty amazing. So it was a great time. It was a really fun and exciting time in real estate. So that's kind of a story behind Fitness Realty and me as a broker and our team working together to help people put $8 million in equity into their pockets. I want to talk about one more story, and this is really the cat's meow about what we do to help people become more wealthy in real estate. I'm sure you've heard a lot of shady stories out there with realtors that only want to sell or only want to buy or only help you want to buy or sell that home. And they don't really look at all of the aspects of what's happening in that transaction to figure out the best possible outcome for you and give you all the education and information up front. That's not what we do. We actually do the best that we can to look at every piece of education and every piece of the pie to make sure that you have the best possible outcome. And I'm going to showcase how we do that. So in our brokerage firm, all of our agents have to learn about how to help people look at rental properties, how to run and crunch numbers, how to do comparable market analysis so that they can actually look at the price of whatever asset they're looking to sell. But the main focus is that rental property area. I had a client call me and they were like, hey, we're ready to list our house and we also want to purchase a house. To me, that's music in my ears. Obviously, we make money to help people buy and sell homes. So I was like, sweet, that looks like 2 transactions for me. That's a great day. Then I started to look at it and I looked at all their numbers and I was looking at their current home and I started running some rental property calculators for them and looking at the long term if they were to keep this home. Well, they were super nervous to figure it out, and they were super nervous to just talk to me about the rental property numbers because they were like, we don't know if we want to hold 2 homes. We have no idea what rental property looks like. We just don't know if the management company will be good. If you've listened to our podcast, you know that I've set up all of those fears because I had those same fears before I got my first rental. But I walked those clients through the entire picture of what it looks like to have a rental property. And during that process, their eyes started to really open up and their mind started to open up to the possibility of holding this asset for the long term. So they pulled the trigger and actually kept it as a rental property, moved into their new house. So they bought $1 million property with me, which was really exciting and it was super fun. We saw a ton of beautiful homes in Utah, and I really loved that part. And now them keeping this old primary residence as a rental property, they started to cash flow about $500 to $700 a month if they didn't have to do a HELOC against it to maintain that property. Right now, they're about $100 to $200 a month in cash flow, which is pretty light comparative to some of the other properties that people have all across Utah. However, if they're still making $100 to $200 in cash flow, that's actually about the norm of what people try to pull the trigger on for their first rental property or for multiple doors just to get in and get started. Because what we want is a little bit of cash flow day one, because we know by year 10 it gets really exciting, and then by year 20 it's obscene, right? And that's the time in the market that we talked about. So I don't like people to say, oh, we've got to time the market, because nobody can do that. It's super hard. Time in the market is super valuable. So in this current situation, though, the numbers that I ran with them, they had a net worth increase for that 27-year period of right around $2 million. And so I will be the catalyst that helps them conservatively, on paper, make over $2 million more in net worth over the next 27 years. And the reason why I say 27 years is the residential property side has a tax write-off as a rental property for 27 and a half years. You can do straight line depreciation. So it's kind of a weird number, and I don't know why they have the half year. That's something, if you guys know what that means, or if you know a lot about that, write that in the comments down below. I just have never heard anybody talk about it. Anyway, those are two examples of what our company does to help people understand the real estate market and really make sure that they have the best education and best tools and resources to make the best educated decision to help their family in the long run. So I hope this brought value to you. Obviously, we've done lots of episodes all about rental property and the 4 ways that you can make money in rental property. So go back to those if you want to check those out. But this really just showcases what we teach at Fitness Realty and what we try to bring to the table for our clients, because at the end of the day, we want to put your needs above our own, and we love you guys for that. So if you like our podcast, like, share, and comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. That would really help me out a lot. I am so grateful for everybody that is continuing this train and helping us grow. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. And this is episode 99. So we will see you next time for episode 100. It's going to be amazing. See ya.